Hi YouTube, this is Cynthia with Healing Holden. Okay, so I have a few, really two new points I wanted to share with you that happened recently, and I want to give you an update. So we just recently did the follow-up stool test. We had a stool test in one of the last videos that I shared with you guys, and it showed his 5 different infections, well really 7. Sorry, my cat's very talkative. I just got her. We treated him with some antimicrobials for 10 weeks, as well as some extra probiotics. And I wanted to show you what happened with that lab. So without further ado, this is the way I'm going to do it. Hopefully you saw my face. I like to just be personable that way. Anyway, this is the last lab that we did, and you can see these were the good bacteria, and there wasn't really as much as there should be. And then at the bottom you can kind of see an overgrowth of a particular yeast. And then let's see, the imbalanced flora, we had 2 alpha hemolytic strep and this citrobacter. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that right now. And then 3 of the majorly overgrown dysbiotic flora. And then also candida, which is a yeast. So you can see kind of the yeast cultures. He had these 7 bad things going on, and then not enough of the good stuff. So we gave him berberine, grapeseed extract, and stop it. She's talking to her kittens. We gave him, and caprylic acid for the fungus. So this is what happened. And then we also adjusted his diet. So no sugar, no peanut butter. It was a yeast-free diet. So basically anything that yeast could grow on, he wasn't allowed to eat. So we did a lot of monk fruit and stevia. I still made baked goods. Oh no. Okay, so I shut it down. Great. That's my record too. So, and voila, look at that. That's 10 weeks later. No dysbiotic flora, no dysbiotic, no yeasts. And then we've got an addition in the good bacteria. It was that 3 and in some cases 1. So here's what Dr. Osborne told us and what we're doing now that's really showing some progress. For Holden, his personality is changing, and I don't mean like he's a different person. I just mean he's not as irritable and aggressive, and when he's around, the way he talks to you is much nicer. He's just kind of he's in a better mood. So it's been a really good thing, and he's clearer. There's a lot more clarity in what he's saying, a lot more to measure with his age. So what we're doing now is discontinuing any of the antimicrobials, because what Dr. Osborne was telling us is that suppressing, we were giving him a pretty high load of probiotics to get these numbers up, and also to counterbalance what we were doing when we were giving him the antimicrobial agents, because that, just like if a doctor gives you an antibacterial or an antibiotic, they always tell you to eat yogurt, right? Or take a probiotic so that it doesn't kill the good bacteria. And that's what we were essentially doing. So now we're just supplementing with the probiotic for these major, what he called the conductors of all the other bacterias, kind of like a conductor of an orchestra, and not giving him the antimicrobials. And he's making even greater strides, and his personality is getting better. We had a talk last night, kind of a heart-to-heart about something. It was about his tics, and he still has some tics. They're not as bad as they were before, but hopefully with the chelation we're about to do, which we're about to embark on, we can do that. So I also wanted to share with you, let me turn this around, another thing that happened, which was his sensitivities. I paid $1,300 to get this ELISA Act sensitivity test, and you may not, depending on the doctor you go to, you may have a different price, not covered by insurance. But sensitivity he had was to this chemical called sodium benzoate. So it was testing 371 different foods, herbs, and chemical agents. He had black pepper on par with that. Anyway, so now with this COVID thing going on, everybody's got white bees and stuff. So I buy these white bees. You know, I scoured my house and had to replace his shampoo, soap, and I think his detergent and the, you know, everything else we had. I don't use. You know, I use essential oils to smell the house up. My candles are all like non-toxic. The cleaning agents, all of that stuff, I checked for these items, but we were out of white bees and I didn't have any of my normal white bees. So I just grabbed some from Sprouts, not thinking, and sure enough, it had sodium benzoate in it. And lo and behold, he used it. It was hot outside. It's Houston. It's like in the 90s already here. And he was sweaty, so he used one of the white bees to wipe his face, and it just turned red, and he got all inflamed, and he was hot, and it was painful. Fortunately, it wasn't too painful, but I went to a store and washed his face off because we were driving, and it went away in like 30 minutes. But it just goes to show that was a sensitivity that he had, and goes to show what happens to your body, you know, even on the inside. If black pepper was on par of that, and he was eating black pepper, what it was doing to his intestines, to his mouth, to, you know, his whole digestive tract, and probably the rest of his body. So I highly recommend you do a sensitivity test. You know, this is like an allergy, but instead of having a 1 to 3 hour acute response, it's a 3. But this was an acute response. So clearly, allergy tests don't test for this particular chemical. So they are well worth it, and I was glad to be able to corroborate it and also compare, okay, what just happened to what he's sensitive to, and eliminate that. So I highly recommend you do that. I'm done. This camera is not good for recording, and I don't have much space left, but share, like, subscribe, and blessings to you all, and my love to you. Bye. Let's see if I can